That's Bran. Should we start this? Da, 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 da. Hello and welcome to Hairwolf. Now, due to all the events going on in the world at the moment, I don't have access to my normal camera and lights, etc. So I've had to put my phone, stick my phone onto the door in the living room. I've got Bran behind me. He's always behind me. So what I'll do is just go through what's been happening to me over the past few weeks. Tomorrow marks week 7. So should we just take a little look now? Just take a little look there. So yeah, tomorrow marks week 7, and over the past maybe 3 or 4 weeks really, I have experienced absolute shock loss. Now, in my last video, I said that my hair was being lost, but it's just continued time and time again. I reckon I'm probably down to about maybe 20% of what was put in, but I'm guessing that the hairs you can see around here, see all these here, I think they're the hairs that I had before the transplant, because they're quite blonde and they're quite light, they're quite thin, fairly feeble. So I do think they're the hairs that I kind of had before it. Now, there are hairs poking through. Now, one of the big trouble spots that I have is round about here. This is where I had quite a lot of blood clots during the procedure. So I'm hoping, I can't wait for some little hairs to sprout through there. But round here, there's some hairs coming through. But it's pretty barren, really. I'm kind of, I go through a lot of feeling worried. I even contacted another guy who's doing a video as well, Mr. and Mrs. And he's, I think, a week ahead of me, or maybe 2 weeks ahead of me. And really, it was more for reassurance. Is yours having a bit of shot loss? And he said, well, yeah. So it made me feel better anyway. It's one of those things we kind of like plan, and we plan this for some time. It happens, and then you receive the shot loss. You know it's going to happen, but when it happens, it's so difficult to come to terms with. I even got in touch with Elite Hair on WhatsApp with the lovely Juliet or Julia, who you send a picture to them and they support you, and she said everything's completely fine. It's as was described to me. But it's one of those things, you just want to put your mind at ease, put your mind at rest, and feel better about things, because it is hard. It's hard. Let's go through it again there. See, I've still got some pigmentation. Now, because unfortunately it's really hard not to sweat, you've been told not to sweat for some time. I'm not really doing much in terms of working out. What I am doing is working in the garden. I'm basically sieving soil. It's not very interesting at all whatsoever. And every now and again, and obviously I've got a hat on, every now and again I do sweat, and you're not really supposed to. And I think that's the reason why I'm getting some spots. Now, you can see I've got quite a big spot, I think round about there. But the spots on my forehead that I had before, they've kind of eased down, which is pretty cool, because they really came out, but they've really eased off. I'm using a nice face wash, face lotion and that, so it's kind of cleared that right down. But as for the head, my wife mentioned that she saw some whiteheads on there. Again, I've been told this is pretty normal. You might have some ingrowing hairs. Again, it's all about the sweating, and just don't sweat. Just try not to sweat, because it might impede the healing process. You've got the pigmentation still there. It's getting better week on week. I wouldn't say day on day. I think I do see change on a daily basis when it comes to seeing hairs fall out and seeing hairs emerge and appear. So every time I go into the bathroom and look in the mirror, it is quite exciting to see what's happening. Sometimes it's a bit annoying, but what can you do? Now, as for the back, now hopefully, yeah, I should be able to see. The back's healing up nicely. I think I've had 2 haircuts in the 7 weeks. I've just used my own shaving razor, to be honest with you, as you can't get clippers at the moment. Everyone's buying clippers, and if you do get them, you're waiting 8 or 9 weeks for them. So there's a few raised lumps around my knowledge lump here, but that's quite bony. But as for everything else, I think, again, week on week, it is getting better. Yeah, so I'm quite impressed with that. Again, not very impressed with the fact that I need another hair transplant, but that's genetics for you. So yeah, all in all, I think everything's going as planned. I hope it is anyway. So yeah, that's it. Again, let me just show you again. In fact, I'll give you a side view. Nothing was taken from this area here. Go around. I hope you can see this really well. Right in front of me is a glass door, so I thought you'd be able to see as much as possible in the cold light of day. And I'll tilt it down. Let's have a little look. There you go. Tilt it down for you there. You can see where it starts. Oh, nice bit of hair here. Not very much of it, unfortunately. So there you have it. Now, again, I'll post below the company that I went to go and get the hair transplant with, which was Elite Hair. Again, they've been great up until now. Even in this crisis, they are there on hand and ready to help you. They might take a little bit longer. Maybe, you know, if you post a message at the start of the day, it might take them 2, 3, 4 hours. But you know what? In this climate, anything's good, isn't it? And it's good to know that they're there and they're there kind of to support you. So, yeah, if you want to see other videos or see past videos, previous videos, subscribe, like, hit the bell to know when you've got a notification when my next one's coming through. I'm not going to edit this video at all, so it's start to finish, no jump cuts, nothing like that. So it's warts and all. Yeah, and comment below if you've got any questions. If there's something that I haven't covered, which there probably is, you know, I've got my phone mounted on the wall. You know, it's not the way that I usually do things. You can ask me, or you got questions about Brandog. There he is. He's looking at him there. Oh, hello, buddy. He's come to get me. Anyway, question for both of us. Comment below. Blah, 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 blah. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.